Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the CENTA International Teaching Professionals Olympiad webinar series. Today is the fourth webinar of this series on decoding CENTA International TPO Early Childhood Education MCQs. So far, we have already conducted webinars on STEM subjects, English tracks, social studies. We have upcoming tracks on school leaders. Today, we are looking at early childhood education. Many of you already seen us in our previous webinars. Those who are new here, hello, I am Ashika. I'm an academic consultant currently working as associate in content team at CENTA. Um, we also have Alok Parna here, who is also an educationist, writer, poet, and lead at CENTA. Both of us will be heading the webinar today. I can see on the chat that we have so many of you from different places joining us today. It would be great if you can introduce yourself with your location, school name, um, and which grades you are teaching as well. My request to each and everyone, we'll be sharing few sample questions today. I request all of you to engage in the chat box, wait till the end to ask your questions or share any of your concerns. Take notes whenever it is required. Look at the sample questions carefully, read each question, uh, how they will be framed, which topics are covered, mark scheme, everything. So please take notes. You can also download our app and you can also join the community wherein there is a specific community called CENTA TPO 2024. So join the community and you can ask questions there or you can see the resources available there. We'll be sharing the link on our chat box. As you are already aware, this is the ninth edition of CENTA International TPO, a global competition for teachers, and it is in association with Education World. Our academic partners are University of Santa Cruz, Oxford University Press, University of Buckingham. I see that a lot of you have recognized me and saying hi to me. Thank you so much. I'm also glad to see you again here on our webinar today. Yeah. So before I move to the next part of how we started and everything, most commonly asked question is, who is it for? Who is TPO for? So this is for all professional teachers from government schools, private schools, teachers from tuition centers, or anyone who is aspiring to be a teacher. And why TPO? TPO provides you with a platform to assess your skills as a teacher. It recognizes and rewards and celebrates the teaching profession. Um, we started CENTA TPO in 7 cities. It was offline, and teachers had to come to an examination center and take the exam in 2015. In 2019, we expanded, and TPO was international, and we had teachers from 2 countries and over 75 different cities. And in 2024, we have participants from 5,000 different regions and 70 plus countries. Um, and it is fully online and international this time. It is remarkable achievement in terms of how we are seeing the increasing in participation. In today's webinar, we will be covering an overview of CENTA International TPO as usual. What is it? How is it? And who is it for, etc. And details of prelims, mark scheme, scorecard, overview of the assessment interface, insight format, etc. And as you are already aware, today we are going to look at early childhood education tracks using some of the sample questions. The sample questions will be from different competencies. When we look at the questions, you will know how the mark schemes are. Apart from that, in the previous sessions, we have already discussed STEM subjects, we have discussed social studies, we have already discussed English tracks. If you have missed any of these sessions, please go back and watch this. It is also available on our app, or you can check on our YouTube channel. So another question most commonly asked is, what do we get if we clear CENTA TPO exam? So if you have cleared the TPO, you will be getting cash rewards, scholarship, and most importantly, your profile will come up in education world. So yes, in 2015, many candidates have participated in CENTA initiative, the flagship initiative TPO, and the Teaching Professional Olympiad. So the range of participants we have seen is phenomenal, and it was only offline exam and finals only in 2015. In 2020, we have introduced prelims with finals. In 2024, we have introduced MCQ based prelims, which will happen up to 29th of March. Please mark the dates. Up to 29th of March, CENTA TPO prelims will happen. Those who are selected or those who have cleared prelims will be invited to the finals, which will be held in the month of April. So we are proud to announce that as of 2024, the event is fully international and online. You can take TPO using a laptop, desktop, or a smartphone. All you need is an active internet connection. So please register today using the link that will be provided in your chat box. In today's webinar, we will be discussing early childhood education. Like I mentioned before, some of the tracks are already discussed, but today our focus is on early childhood education. Here we are going to look at sample questions from pre-primary, grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. The questions will be across the subject, across the topics. Next one. We will also look at the competencies now. We have a well-defined, comprehensive and globally benchmarked set of competencies expected from teachers at different stages of their career. First one, as you can see, is technical competency. Some of you are already aware. Technical competency is us teaching, testing the teaching as profession, like subject expertise, conceptual understanding, content planning, assessments and remediation, technology in the classroom. And the next one is professional competency. Here we are going to test effective interaction in the professional environment as a teacher, like positive relationship with students, parents, or parent teacher engagement with other stakeholders, time management, etc. In the core competencies, fundamental competencies relevant to any profession, not just teaching but any profession, like logical ability, critical thinking, communication, technology usage, other things. Yeah. So the competencies that we test in TPO are, first one is subject expertise. Please make a note. Subject expertise consists of conceptual understanding of different topics of the particular subject. The section has 20 questions for 30 marks. And next one is pedagogical content knowledge. Here we will be assessing the methodology used to teach subject and the clarity required to clear misconceptions. So this will be for 10 marks, 10 questions. General pedagogy, here the questions are created on how you teach, how you assess or manage a classroom in terms of approaches, strategies, assessment, remediation, classroom behavior management, etc. General pedagogy is not specific to any subject or any specific grade. It will be grade agnostic. Next one is professional competency. Here we will be assessing your skills in collaboration with other teachers or any other staff in the school, your leadership skills, and overall holistic development as a teacher. Now we'll see a sample of our test paper. I'm going to show you the interface of our test paper. Here you can see how the marks are assigned for each section and the time allocated. If you look below, you can see your name, your photo, sample question, time left, etc. On the right side, you are seeing a sample scorecard where you can also see the validity of the certificate. So the validity is for 1 year from the date of issue. So what is the benefit of individual reports then? So after you take the teacher quotient exam, you receive a certificate. What next? So you also receive a scorecard with insights. What does the insight do? This helps you in understanding your strengths as a teacher and which are the areas of development for you to focus on and work upon. And the next slide. This is what CENTA Teaching Professionals Olympiad is all about, to reward, acknowledge, and celebrate the teaching profession, whether it is corporate, private, or government school teachers, as well as provide a platform for aspiring teachers. We're grateful for the continued support of teachers like you who have participated year after year, and we are glad to bring this recognition to the teaching profession. We are grateful to many partners, including legends like Brian Lara and Harvard professor Fernando Reimers, who have supported this initiative over the years. We are also grateful to our partner Education World, our academic partners, University of Santa Cruz, Oxford University Press, and University of Buckingham. Now we will look at few sample questions. As I requested earlier, please engage in the chat box. Please ask questions. Please take part in the MCQs. Thank you, teachers. Now,
thank you, Ashika. This is Alok Pranadas. And today I will be taking you through the different TPO sample questions in early childhood education. So, as Ashika had mentioned earlier, we have different competencies, right? So, subject expertise, we start with subject expertise. What is subject expertise? Subject expertise is basically your expertise in the subject you teach your children, right? And here it is 20 questions, 30 marks, which means there are 10 questions of 1 mark each and 10 questions of 2 marks each. So let's look at a few of the subject expertise questions for early childhood education. So before I show you the question itself, if you look on the right hand corner, you will see a blue box, right? And there it says the section is subject expertise. The topic is speech. So we are going to look at child speech. And the grades are grades kindergarten through grade 2. So let's look at that. This is the question. Tongue twisters are often used as a fun activity in class. Here's an example. I saw Susie sitting in a shoe shine shop. Which of the following is not one of the primary purposes of using tongue twisters in the classroom? Look at the question very carefully. Which of the following is not one of the primary purposes of using tongue twisters in the classroom? That means the this the choices that you will have, that you can select, the options that you can select will probably have primary purposes, and you have to figure out which one of them is not. So let's look at the choices, the options. Make learning fun. A, make learning fun. B, improve sentence construction. C, help students differentiate sounds. D, teach new vocabulary to students. So, from all of these options, which do you think is not one of the primary purposes of using tongue twisters in the classroom? I'm going to give you a little time so that you can put in your answers. Please type A, B, C, D, whatever you think is the right answer. I can see a lot of people answering. Somebody has said C, and I see an A. Which of the following is not one of the primary purposes? Think carefully before you put. Why do we use tongue twisters? Think about it carefully. Okay, shall I give you the right answer? I think some of you answered it as B. Should we see if that's right or not? Yes, B is right. Why is improve sentence construction the right answer? Now let's go back to the question and see. See, they're talking about tongue twisters. They're often used as a fun activity in class. However, which of the following is not one of the primary purposes of using tongue twisters in the classroom? Your option A is making learning fun, but the question already says it's a fun activity. So how can it not be one of the primary purposes? It says improve sentence construction. Well, we could, let's park that one, right? Let's look at C. Help student differentiate sounds. Absolutely, that's what it's for. Teach new vocabulary to students. Yes, we could teach new vocabulary. I mean, not in a direct way, but we could, right? So what is the main thing? The sentence construction, right? When we are teaching tongue twister, we are not trying to improve their sentence construction. We are focusing on the sounds, right? Assonance, consonants, alliteration, all of that goes into a tongue twister. And that is the sounds. Hence, your option B is the right answer. It is not one of the primary purposes of using tongue twisters in the classroom. Okay, so let's move on to another question. Again, here, if we look at the top right hand corner, it's a subject expertise again, but the topic now is a pre reading skill. So, pre reading skill of early childhood, grades kindergarten through grade 2. Which of the following questions does not assess students' pre reading skills? Again, be careful of the question, right? Does not, focus on that, does not assess students' pre reading skills. Let's see. A, show me the title of the story. B, show me the name of the boy in the story. C, move your finger and show me how you will read. D, tell me which of these pictures should come first. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Please type in your answers and let me know. Yes, I see quite a few of you typing. Some of you have put in C, some of you have put in D. Let's see. It's a pre-reading activity. What do we do? How do we teach? What do we do before we start reading? Okay, I see C's and D's. I saw one B. Yes, I see another B. I see an A. I'll take you to the right answer. And the right answer is B. Why do you think this is the right answer? When you are teaching a child pre-reading skills, we are teaching a child who does not know how to read. So what are the different activities they do? They know how the title of the story is, right? They know what is the title of the story. So we are asking them to point. That's making them print aware, right? That's pre-reading. We ask them to move their fingers in the right direction. Again, we are making them print aware, right? Then option D is tell me which of these pictures should come first, second, and third. So again, this is a pre-reading activity because we are teaching them sequencing. We are teaching them reason, cause, and effect, right? We are doing all of that. However, if we ask a child who is still at the pre-reading level to show the name of the boy in the story, we are not really testing or assessing the child's pre-reading skills, are we? We are assessing the child's reading skills now because we are expecting the child to be able to identify the name from all the other words. So that is not a pre-reading skill. Hence, B is your answer. So I would just request all of you to really, really think before you put in your answer, because these questions require you to think, beyond what is given there right in front of you. So read the question, read the options, take your time to think before you answer. You will have plenty of time in the exam to actually be able to think for every question. Okay, now we're going to look at the pedagogical content knowledge. Pedagogical content knowledge is simply how you teach the content, right? Whether it's the methodology, whether it's how you assess, whether you what kind of activities do you do, what kind of visuals do you show, what kind of objects do you use, and this is of 10 marks. There are 10 questions, so each question is 1 mark. Let's go to one question. Again, it tells you in the right hand corner subject specific PCK. In this case, your subject is ECE, Early Childhood Education. And your topic is FN, which is foundational numeracy, right? FL will be foundational literacy, FN is foundational numeracy and counting. So let's look at the question. Miss D'Souza is teaching her students counting up to 10. Which of the following arrangements of cups is best suited for this exercise? So here your question is best suited. So we have these red cups which are stacked, that's your option A. We have your red cups which are in a circle, which is option B. We have colored cups in rows, in a pyramid format, right? And then we have multicolored cups in a row stacked one after the other. Okay, so which of these do you think is the best suited for this exercise? Let's see. You want to put in what answer do you want to put in? I see a lot of D's. I see some B's. I see a lot of D's. I see a C. And let's see. Are we ready? Okay. I'll give you a few more seconds. Put in your answer. Okay. I'm going to show you the right answer now. And it is D. Why do you think it is D and not B or not C or not even A? See, in A, we are first of all using the same color. We are stacking them in such a way, one inside the other, that it will be very difficult for the child to count. In B, because the cups are in a circle and they're the same color, they could confuse the child. The child may not remember where they started from, right? Simply because it's going in a circle. Now, C seems to be more of a sorting activity where we are putting them according to colors rather than numbers. Hence, D, all the cups are differently colored. They are kept in a row one after the other. This will be easy for the child to count and not get confused. Hence, D is the correct answer. Okay, let's look at another one. Here again, the subject is numeracy, but we are now going to look at student assessment. Let's look at the question. Which of the following questions can be used to check for understanding of point of reference while measuring lengths? Now, this could be for a grade 2 student, right, or a grade 1 student. Let's see. Ask students to measure a 20 centimeter long line using a 30 centimeter ruler. B. Give students a broken ruler to measure dimensions of a notebook. C. Give students a rope to measure the perimeter of a circle. D. Ask students to measure a table using measuring tape in inches and in centimeters. So your question is, which of the following questions can be used to check for understanding of point of reference while measuring lengths? So you want to understand whether your students have understood what is point of reference. I'll give you a few minutes to put in the right answer. Let's see. Point of reference. Please remember, I see a fantastic from Mathmania. I think they like the question. Okay, it's a point of reference. I see D's and I see A's. And I see one C. I see quite a few D's. Ah. Did I see? Okay. I think I'm going to give you the right answer here. And I don't think anybody is going to agree, but the right answer is B. Give students a broken ruler to measure the dimensions of a notebook. Why a broken ruler? We are asking them to understand, we are basically trying to find out whether a child understands a point of reference. If you're giving them option A or option D, you're already giving them something very, very specific. They will start at the beginning. They will know exactly the 30 centimeters, starting from zero. They can write it down in inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever. Where is the point of reference? If you give them, see, a rope to measure the perimeter of a circle, again, the point of reference is not quite being assessed here. What is the point of reference? Point of reference is where you start from. So if you give them a broken ruler which does not have a starting point at zero, or which does not have a correct ending point, the child will have to refer to the will be able to refer to that point of reference, that okay, I started measuring from 3, so from 3 to 10, how much do I have to go back to understand? So the child may or may not be able to do the subtraction correctly, but the child will be able to understand that the point of reference is different from what regular points of references are in rulers that are not broken. So again, as I said, please read your question carefully and then please measure the options. Think about each option. There's been a lot of thought put into why these options are there. So think about the options and think about the question before you answer. Okay, next one. Here again, the subject is literacy, and we are again looking at student assessment. Which of the following would be the most effective to way to teach vocabulary and spellings to grade 3 children who are learning English as their second language? So, again, please think about it. There are quite a few hints given here, right? Most effective way to teach vocabulary and spellings. And who are these children who are learning vocabulary and spellings? These are children who are learning English as their second language. So, let's look at the options. A, use picture dictionary. B, use cursive writing book. C, use podcasts. D, use bilingual texts. Which do you think will be the most effective, the most impactful when you want to teach vocabulary and spellings? Let's see. Why don't you put your answers in? These are students who are learning English as their second language. I see quite a few A's and D's. Somebody's even put an A/D. Here we're looking at the most effective, so think about it, most effective. Okay, I think I'm going to give you the answer now. And the answer is A, using a picture dictionary. Now, why a picture dictionary? Right? The picture is there and the word, the name of the new word, the word is there, right? So that seems to be the most effective way. Of course, some of you have said bilingual texts, but bilingual texts would work with students who know how to read both the languages. Now, at pre-primary, many a times, or primary, that can be a little challenging. So, even though bilingual text would work with grown-ups, it may not work as effectively with early childhood learners. Hence, the most effective way would be using a picture dictionary. A cursive writing book, of course, will not teach a child words. It will basically just help them write. And using podcasts, well, they're still, I think, a little young to completely gain new vocabulary and spellings from a podcast. Maybe as they grow older, it will become a good way. So, your correct answer is using a picture dictionary. Again, I would tell you, read your questions very carefully. They are asking for the most effective way, and that is what you have to select. Okay, so now we are going to look at the general pedagogy questions. Now, what is general pedagogy? General pedagogy is basically how one teaches, how one takes a class. It doesn't matter which grade you teach, which you know what the age of your students are, what subject you teach. It's basic subject. It's basic teaching. And here there are 10 questions of 20 marks. Hence, each question is 2 marks. So this is your, you as a teacher. What are you going to do for certain things? Again, if you look at the right-hand corner, we have general pedagogy. The track is agnostic because it can appear for anybody. I mean, any teacher will be able to answer this. And the topic is cognitive development. Which of the following is an ideal first step to encourage student participation in the classroom? Let's look at the options. Assigning more rigorous activities as classwork. Option B, organizing parent-teacher meetings more frequently. Option C, fostering a positive and inclusive classroom culture. Option D, incentivizing only the students who ask smart questions. So your question, please read it very carefully. Which of the following is an ideal first step to encourage student participation in the classroom? I'm going to give you a few moments. I see people have started writing, putting down their answers. I see a few C's and a few more C's and a few more C's. Yeah, quite a few of you have C's here. So are you all unanimous that fostering positive and inclusive classroom culture is the ideal first step to encourage student participation in the classroom? Absolutely. Right? That is the right answer. However, some of you had put in B, so let me just get back to the question. Yes, organizing parent teacher meetings more frequently may be useful, but it may not be an ideal first step, right? Because you're organizing it more frequently, the parent teacher meeting, and it may not encourage students to participate in the classroom. It may be, it may have a different impact on the student. Maybe the students will feel more included, but will it encourage them to start participating? We still really don't know. Whereas we do know that fostering a positive and inclusive classroom culture will always encourage student participation in the classroom. And I think I really don't even need to discuss A and D, because assigning more rigorous activities is not going to increase participation, and incentivizing only students who ask smart questions will only have them participate, not everybody. So your answer is C. Now let's look at professional competencies. Professional competencies are the competencies that you as a teacher, as a professional, in your teaching profession, that you're expected to have. And there are 10 questions of 20 marks. So 10 questions of 20 marks means one. Each question is 2 marks. So what are the professional competencies that you're expected to have as a teacher? Here, it's disseminating information, which means giving out information. Now, this could be to the school, to the students, to the parents. Let's see what the question is. Parents and guardians are to be informed about the change in the fee payment method at their ward school. So, there's going to be a change in the fee payment, and the parents are to be informed. Which of the following is the best way to communicate this? Let's look at the options. I can see options coming in already. Okay. A, make announcements in classes so that students can inform their parents or guardians when they go home. B, organize a parent-teacher meeting to explain the same to the parents. C, send a direct notification to the parents with the necessary details. And D, get an admin person to call each parent and tell them about the change. So, please, teachers, why don't you put in your answer? I see an A, I see some C's, I also see a B, I see some C's, B and C. There's only one right answer though. Okay, remember, like even in the earlier questions, if you're putting in two answers, that's not going to be accepted. It can't be B or D, you have to have one. So let's go back, let's see what the answer is. And I think most people have put in C, and the answer is C. Send a direct notification to the parents with the necessary details. Now let's go back to the options and see why is this correct. You remember you are talking about early childhood education, right? So if you make an announcement in a kindergarten class and tell the children that they are going to go home and tell their parents that there is a change in the fee, I don't think that information will ever go. You might as well, ask a parrot to go and say that, because children, you really can't expect children to first understand the change in fees, then actually be able to remember and go, report it correctly at home. So, making the children responsible for informing their parents about something, about a change in the fee, is certainly not a good idea. Now, organizing a parent teacher meeting to explain the same to the parents could be a very good way. However, your school may or may not have the wherewithal to actually organize a parent teacher meeting for every announcement, and many a times not every parent will be able to attend a parent teacher meeting that has suddenly been kept, right, because of one announcement. So that may or may not work very well. Now, D, get an admin person to call each parent and tell them about the change. While this may work for a school where, there are many admin people and there aren't as many parents. However, any school which has quite a lot of parents, quite a lot of students, it can become very difficult. Whereas just as given in option C, if you send a direct notification, whether it is through email, whether it is through WhatsApp, whether it is through the school app that the parents is expected to use, you send a direct notification to the parents with the necessary details, that is the correct answer. So there's C. So that those are the kind of questions that you will be looking at and answering during your the CENTA International TPO. So my suggestion is that read every question very, very carefully. Do not be in a hurry to finish it all as soon as you can, because there is no special marks for finishing first. There is only, so please take time. You get plenty of time to go through all the questions. The time there, you can see the time, the amount of time you have remaining. So please time yourself. Please focus on the questions. Please think about the options, and then make your correct choice. And how do you prepare for CENTA International TPO? So you can download the app now and click on the links in the chat. The CENTA TPO resources group is there. Sample questions are there. Sample question explanation videos are there. There are recorded webinars and other free learning resources. There are live webinars. There is a lot that the CENTA website and the CENTA app offer. So please continue to stay tuned. Please continue to go to visit your app, visit the website, and keep yourself updated. So I'm going to take you through how to access sample questions via the CENTA app. So if you look in there, if you click on the CENTA app, you will see right at the bottom this community. See the yellow circle, community. So please click on that community, and it will take you to the different communities, right? So there is teachers of Africa, teachers from Northeast Asia, CENTA campus ambassadors, school leaders, Bangalore school leaders. There are many, many groups in that community. And yes, you've clicked on my groups. Click on that and click on that icon there, the bottom right. And that will take you to the different groups, explore groups, right? And you can then actually pick the group that you want to participate in, and which is the one that you want to be a part of to prepare for CENTA. Let me see if anybody can answer it. Yes, it is preparation for CENTA International TPO. See at the bottom right hand corner, the yellow circle, That's the one, 2024. So there is a group that actually helps you prepare. That will be a group, a community of everybody who's preparing, who's prepared earlier, and of course, CENTA people. And then if you want to access sample questions, please go onto the website. This thing, preparation for CENTA International Teaching Professionals, right? This group, and you have posts, you have the CENTA team, you have sample question analysis, and you can go subject by subject: primary mix, English medium, chemistry, physics, biology. And if you click on read more, you will get more subjects, right? Yes. I'll just give you a moment to look at that so that you can access it. Should I move on? Okay. To access some sample questions via the website, go to CENTA.org, right? And you have your get started, view all resources. So grow with CENTA. See, view all resources. There's a circle around that, a yellow circle. Excellent. Now that will take you to this. What is this? This is your self-paced courses, and you can pull out whatever you want to look at. See, CENTA International TPO 2024 preparation series. See, we have clicked on the self-paced course, and it takes us to CENTA International TPO 2024 preparation series. So please visit the website. Please, visit your app. The app is there to help you. The website is there to help you. Please access these different sites given there. There's different resources. Do you want to know how to register for CENTA International TPO 2024? Some of you have already gotten the app. That's wonderful. Please use it, and please use the app to prepare. But how do you register for CENTA International TPO 2024? Well, you go to the websites, centa.org, click on register now, fill the registration form, submit and pay. Very simple. Fee per test track is Indian national rupees 850, so 850 rupees plus GST. And if you are an international participant, this fee is 14 US dollars, right, for all international locations. There's a flash discount of 30% going on right now. If you use the promo code ECE30, ECE30, which is your early childhood education, 30%, right? 30. Please use it now. It will be valid for 24 hours. So please note it down. When you register yourself, this code will be valid for 24 hours. It will give you a 30% discount. We also have the promo code on the chat box. So if you haven't noted it down, please note it down from the chat box. Now I will open the session for questions and answers. So if you have any questions and answers, please, this is the time, please put them on the chat box and I will try to answer them one by one. Do we have any questions on private chat? Sorry, not on the comments. Will there be any interviews for final round? So once you clear your CENTA International TPO preliminaries, you will be send an invite for the CENTA for the finals, and then you will be told, how the CENTA the final is going to work for you. Yes, there is a TPO exam every year. In fact, we hold the preliminaries every month. So we are going to continue to have the CENTA International TPO prelims until March 29th. Until March 29th. So please go through that paper. Shikha Arora says there's only one paper online for ACE. Please go through that paper. Please go through the other early childhood resources. When is the next TQ for ECE? It's on 10th February, right? Yes. And you can check all the other dates on the website. Okay. So the next ECE test is on, the next ECE CENTA International TPO is on 10th Feb. And after that, there are other dates which are there in the website. So please continue to check that. If there are no more comments, we are going to also share the feedback form. Yes. Mr. Castor, Jonaville Castor has said you have to take the exam according to your preferred subject. Yes, you will be asked to select a subject, and we have very different subjects based on grades. For example, today's webinar was about how the early childhood education TPO, CENTA International TPO is conducted. But our international TPOs, the CENTA International TPOs are on various tracks. For example, you can have senior secondary physics track, you can have middle school social sciences track, you can have different languages track. So you'll have to check all the languages that are offered. English, you can have that at different levels, at primary, at middle school, at secondary and senior secondary level. So please select the subject that you would like to take the TPO on. There is a question, is there only any certificate to attend this session? You will be getting a record of participation, certainly, once you fill out the feedback form. When will the exam be held? The next exam is on Feb 10th, and you will have to check the website for the other dates. The next CENTA International TPO is on the 10th of February. We are going to hold a lot of we are going to have the CENTA International TPOs at different dates. The last CENTA International TPO to be held for the year 2024, the preliminary, is going to be March 29th. The feedback form has been shared, so kindly fill up the feedback form. The webinar code is 5420. Okay, Bhavika says, ma'am, can you please repeat the path from where we can solve the sample papers? Certainly, I'll just take you back through that. So if you want to access sample questions via the app, you have the CENTA app, you'll have to download it on your phone. Then once you've downloaded it, you open it and you open the app and you go to community. See at the bottom, you see a yellow circle, community. You click on community and it'll take you to this site called My Groups. And on My Groups, just click on My Groups and you do the search, the plus at the bottom right hand corner, and then it will take you to different groups. So here you have to choose the group you want to be in. You can of course be a part of other groups. However, to prepare, click on the preparation for CENTA International TPO. 2024. Click on that group and it will take you to that group. That will be a community of fellow participants of the CENTA community, and you can put in your questions and your questions will be answered. Then to access sample questions, there you can go to the preparation for CENTA International Teaching Professionals, join that group. Right, the CENTA team will give you different questions, like sample question analysis is there. As you can see, you will have to scroll down further to read about the different, pick your subject, pick your topic. To access sample questions via the website, go to centa.org, and here's centa.org. You click on view all resources. That will take you to this particular website where you are clicking on self-paced courses, and your self-paced courses come up and you can see CENTA International TPO 2024 preparation series. So you can pull out questions from there. Pick your subject, pick up the questions and work on that. Do you want? I hope that was helpful. So again, we have a question from Mr. Castor. We will be getting certificate even if we will not qualify to final TPO exam. Yes, you will get it, certainly. You will get the scorecard. You will get the scorecard for the CENTA TPO preliminary. So now please register, fill in the registration form, make your payment. If you want a 30% discount, use the promo code ECE30. So thank you everybody for joining this webinar today and for asking your questions. I hope that we were able to answer most of your questions. If not, please get in touch with us through the CENTA web and CENTA app. We are going to have another webinar soon, which is on school leaders on February 12th. So the CENTA International Professional Olympiad, this is the upcoming session, which will take you through the school leader track. All the best to all of you for participating in today's webinar, and I wish you good luck as you go ahead, register, and then participate in the CENTA International TPO. Have a wonderful teaching and learning time. Thank you.